This is a video for the Fetiche de Rouges Syndicate. Well, everyone, Radish had a quick turnaround. A couple of weeks ago, he did the 2-star short there at Carolina International. We shipped him back to Pennsylvania, and this weekend we ran him in the Open Intermediate at the Morven Park Horse Trials down in Leesburg, Virginia. This was the first time Radish has gone intermediate this year. Intermediate, sort of the equivalent of 3-star. Anyway, it was one of these events that was all in one day, so we had to get up at 3 in the morning, race down to Virginia, and pull poor old Radish off the trailer, and did his dressage at 8 a.m. and he went very, very well on the flat. He scored a 27, which actually he won the dressage in the class. He was in the Open Intermediate A section. He did a very, very good test. He's a great horse in the dressage. He's obviously presents a very nice picture, and he's sort of gets excited, but in a good way. He gets excited and gets a little bit more extravagant. The whole purpose of this weekend was to give him a nice, confident ride around the cross country in the intermediate level. Which we did. We're getting better and better. I feel like every start this year he's actually improving a bit. It's still far from the finished product, as you'll see in a minute. There's still moments where Radish sort of sees the jump and speeds and races at it, and I'm trying to gently slow him down without fighting with him, but it's a work in progress. Obviously our major goal would be to do the 3-star long at Bromont's 3-day event. We've still got plenty of time for that. That's in June. I'm going to run him again actually in the 3-star short at Fair Hill. I believe that's in 3 weeks' time. What I think is Radish is quite easy to train at home. He's very, very settled in the jumping, and he jumps quite well. When he gets to the competition in the cross country, he really gets nervous or fired up or excited, and then he turns into a whole different beast. He basically gets a little bit over enthusiastic, and I don't think there's any other way of sort of addressing this issue except to just gently keep running him at event after event. I also think not going flat out fast at every competition is probably good for his brain. So this intermediate this weekend, we actually won the dressage. We were clear in the show jumping, so we were all set up to win the competition. And I basically rode him about 30 seconds too slow on the cross country intentionally, just trying to work on his balance and rideability. It's been good having Radish back in Pennsylvania. Silver's actually been helping me with the dressage on him. On the odd occasion, Silver's been doing some of the dressage work on him. She loves him. He's a very, very trainable horse. He's very well educated on the flat. He's got perfect flying changes. He halts perfectly. I think we get a 10 for our last halt, which was nice. The show jumping's getting better and better. It's a little bit the same issue in the show jumping, the cross country. At the competition, he gets a little bit sort of fired up and racing at the jumps. The good news is this was by far the biggest course that we've been faced with this year, and with the bigger jumps, it sort of gently backs him off a little bit. It's in a weird kind of way, it's almost easier riding Radish at bigger jumps than the small jumps. The small jumps he doesn't sort of respect or slow down for. So there was a lot of positives to come from this weekend. Anyway, he felt very, very confident. He's just a little bit too bold and too brave. But that's a good problem to deal with as we go up towards the 5-star level. We want a horse that's filled with enthusiasm, and that's Radish all over. He reminds me of a number of my other very successful horses. And this is a 10, according to the judge. Well, we were lucky to get a 10 there. He's out right behind, so very generous judging there. probably couldn't see it from straight on. Anyway, this is obviously the show jumping. I jumped him over some bigger fences in the warm-up just to get him up in the air, and all in all, I was pleased with his round. I thought he jumped really well. It was very hard to get a clear show jumping round. I think there was only 2 or 3 clear rounds in the class. He's a very careful horse, and I think the biggest thing in the show jumping is trying to sort of measure the jump a long way away so I don't have to sort of fix him as he takes off. He gets a little bit keen, and when you see his head go up like that, he's sort of running at the jump, and I'm gently trying to slow him down and tell him to take his time a bit. Obviously, the more hands you use, the more he gets offended. So we're sort of just gently trying to meet him in the middle. The good news is with Radish, he is scopy and he's very, very careful. So our biggest issue in the show jumping and the cross country is just the control and the rideability. It's a little bit of an issue of Radish's character, and it's also a training issue. I think there's no way to get this better, but just to keep working away at home and practice, gently trying to get him to slow himself as he sees the jump knot gets faster. So we're obviously in the lead after the dressage and show jumping, but as I said before this event, we were really using this as a training competition. The ground was a little bit firm, and so what I did is tried to not ride him too fast and take a little bit wide turns to the fences and try and get to the jump where I'm not having to yank him back at the end, which I think we successfully got at this one. He got a little bit keen there. This next fence was sort of a rollback turn to a bit of a coffiny drop into a quarry, and I intentionally took a big wide turn and just tried to get Radish to slow down. Obviously, when it really counts at Bromont, we're going to make a really tight turn and slow down just in front of the jump. But I think my goal over these next few horse trials is to really encourage Radish to take a deep breath. And he's a very, very fast horse. He's a lot of thoroughbred, and speed and going quick is going to be very, very easy for him at the end of the day. He's very game too, as some of the technical jumps, we'll see a few of them, even when he's sort of racing at the jump, he always sort of digs deep and finds a way to get through the flag. So this water jump coming up was quite a tough technical fence, but he jumped it really, really well. Good thing is, in Pennsylvania now, we're at our farm here at Windura, we've got an amazing cross-country schooling course. So we've got, I think I'll probably be cross-country schooling him gently more than he'll show jump, just because I think the cross-country seems to be the part that we need to improve a bit. And like I said, our next competition is going to be at Fairhill in the 3-star short on April 18 and 19. Anyway, guys, we finished I think in 5th place. And when we get to more important competitions and when we really want to be competitive, I'll take the foot off the brake and let Radish run quick between the jumps. But at the moment, I feel like it's a smart decision, thinking about the long-term game with Radish, of trying to just gently keep him settled and relaxed. And I really think we've got a horse for the future.